An annual assessment and a status assessment are both completed the same way in Clarity and contain the same information. But what is the difference between the two? An annual assessment is completed on the anniversary of the client's enrolment. You have 30 days before or after the anniversary date to complete the annual assessment. A status assessment is completed at any time within the enrolment period of the client before the annual assessment is due. Both the status assessment and the annual assessment are used to track any changes the client has had within their enrolment period. Here are some examples of changes that would require an assessment to be completed. If a client has a chronic health condition, if the client is no longer employed, if the client is now receiving food stamps, if there has been a change with who their health insurance provider is. A status assessment only needs to be completed for the person that you're updating information for, whereas an annual assessment must be completed for all members of the household, no matter what their age is. There are multiple ways that you can see whether you have annual assessments due or overdue. The first one is you'll receive an email from Los Angeles Clarity System, and the subject will be Program Status Assessment Due Warning. That email will be addressed to you. It will contain the unique identifier for Clarity, the program name, as well as the start date. You need to make sure that you have notifications turned on within the program screen. To check this, you have to go into the client's program screen, and then on the right-hand side, you'll see notifications on, and it'll be green. If the assessment notification is not listed as on, please click on the pen edit icon to update this. The other location that you can access this is by the data quality report that is sent around monthly by the data team. And the other location you'll be able to see whether you have any annual assessments due is when you go into the program to add any of your notes and services. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to see in red if you have any annual assessments due for that client. It is advised that you make sure that you go through the assessment in one sitting with the client. Please ensure that all questions are answered. If you answer any of the questions with client doesn't know, client prefers not to answer, data not collected, these will all reflect as errors on your data quality report and will also show up as errors on the annual performance reports, which is a report that we turn into our funders at the end of every fiscal year. So when completing an annual status assessment, you have to first go into the client's profile and then click on the edit button next to the program. Before completing the annual assessment or status assessment, please check over the original enrolment screen of the program to make sure that all questions are answered. On the right-hand side, you'll see status assessments. Click on this Add button. In this pop-up, you'll see a list of all the clients in the household that will need an annual assessment or status assessment completed. Now that you've toggled across all the household members that you want to complete the assessment on, click Add Status Assessment or Add Annual Assessment. Now, as you'll see in the next screen, it will pull all the information across from your original enrolment screen. Be sure to go through all of the questions and make updates accordingly. Make sure you add the status date as being the date that you've met with the client to perform the status or annual assessment. Once you go through and answer all questions with the client, click on Save and Next if you do have multiple clients, or if it's just the one client, click on Save and Close. Now that it's completed, on the right-hand side, you'll be able to see your completed assessment and the date that it was completed. Congratulations! You now know how to complete annual and status assessments.